Hey everybody, Cindy Ashton here. Oh my goodness, it's so crazy. So I wanted to chat today about this crazy, mind-blowing opportunity that came my way yesterday that I think rivals me performing in the middle of Times Square for the opening of Fashion Week and all these pieces. And um, I literally just talked to a friend who was like, no, this is even bigger than Times Square. I'm like, I don't know. They're kind of par and par. So before I tell you, oh, we've got some viewers already. Hello. Put your name in the comments so I can say hello and see who you are. Um, but yeah, so before I kind of go into what this crazy announcement is, because I'm literally got this news last night, I'm pretty stunned. I want to share what the opportunity is, but I also want to deliver some lessons really around how darkness could be transformed into light. Talking about, as you rise up in your career, there's actually a lot more pressure to perform at a high level. And of course, there's always those pieces where you're like, oh, I just got to the next level and shit, I'm going to be seen even bigger, but I want to have a bigger impact. And how do I manage that? And so I've got a bunch of lessons with this. So good. I see a whole bunch of people coming on. Hey, Carmela, it's been so long. So great to see you. And show her coming up. Ta-da! So the big announcement, I'm seeing more and more people coming up. So the big announcement, and when I announce this, some of you might go, how is that as big as Times Square? So I just want you to stay with me. So the big announcement is that I have been invited to be one of the celebrities, and I don't see myself as a celebrity, but I guess I am. I don't know. It's weird. To be one of the celebrities who is walking the red carpet at the Oscars party in 2022. And that means that when I'm walking the red carpet, ABC and E and all these really big outlets, media outlets, are going to be interviewing me, dozens of them, on the red carpet at the, oh my God, I don't even know what to say about this. Oh my God, Cindy Chosik is in the house. I love her. Hey, Rockstar, tell us, please, I'm a celebrity now. So it's so funny because what is celebrity, right? But so here's why this is such a big deal for me, because some people might be like, Cindy, I think that Times Square was bigger because you were performing. This is equally as big, and it's really about the impact I want to make in the world. So I'm going to tell you why, and then I'm going to talk to you about you and how you can get yourself more seen. But this is a really big deal because in the past I've interviewed celebrities at the Oscar party, the Grammy parties, like I've done all that. And that was really hard to get chosen to be somebody interviewing. I mean, I remember the first time I did, I was literally next to ABC interviewing, and I'm like, okay, my little show in ABC is interviewing this celebrity. Oh my God. So that was really hard, but to be able to be chosen to be a celebrity, to walk the red carpet is a really big deal. And here's why I'm excited about it. Oh, Mark is in the house. Very cool. I love Mark Gordon. He is brilliant at everything marketing. Follow this guy. Yes, it's full circle. It is. Oh my God. But here's the thing, is that when I was younger, I hated myself so much. I felt completely invisible and everybody hated me. And it was a struggle. I'm sure that all of you can relate in some way. I was heavily bullied, and I desperately, even though since I was born, I've known I was destined to perform and to teach and do what I do. I desperately wanted to be famous to prove that I was actually worthy to be here on this planet. At this point, hey, Brian's in the house. Hey, Brian. Brian is such a sweetheart, brilliant mind, another great person to connect with. But it's really interesting because now that I'm in my 40s, inching towards 50, I do what I do because I'm so driven to get the message out and impact the world in a bigger space. So, I mean, in my business for years, I've been teaching people how to speak from their power, and it's super awesome because I get to empower other people with great messages that are changing the world to get their voices out there. And as a singer and an actor, if I can bring somebody joy by singing or doing a little bit of comedy, or if I could be part of something bigger that really helps to move society to the next level, that's pretty freaking amazing, right? And so for you, if you are somebody who's a business owner, or oh, I'm getting all these great, like, you guys and gals, because and other genders. But yeah, so if you're somebody who wants to get to that next level, first of all, the lesson here is about really make sure that you are doing it from the right place. For me, when I was younger, it was not for my joy and my passion for performing and my passion for making an impact. It was from my lack of belief that I was worthy and wanted to prove myself. So for you, wanting to get seen and visible at a bigger level, it needs to come from a place of deeper truth with it. So Ramona's awesome. Another amazing, amazing singer. Nicole is a fabulous person. Wow, this is amazing. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Ayana, I know, amazing dancer. Way back in the day when I knew her in Toronto, she used to dance with Lion King, and now she's doing great work with mental illness, all over the media. And Cash, check her out. Great singer. Amen. Yeah. So let's talk about so I'm really excited about this opportunity, because not only am I a celebrity walking on the red carpet and being interviewed by all these media, but I'm getting to actually go to the dinner and talk to all these other celebrities that I have had the opportunity to interview, and I get to be able to connect at a deep level with directors and producers and actors, and it's wonderful, because a few of those people might end up being great fits that we work together, and maybe I'll get hired to act in a film that is about racial justice, which is one of my causes. Maybe I get asked to sing on something that heals people in some way. So I'm really excited about the potential. As much as playing celebrity could be really fun, I'm just excited about this really raising my potential of getting my own voice out there. So here's, though, the first thing is that I need to do a huge shout out, because this is how this happened. And then I want to talk about all the other pieces around darkness being transformed, and the pressure to have to perform, because I am really feeling the pressure right now. Holy shit. I'm like nervous and all that stuff. So first of all, big shout out to Kelly Bennett. Kelly Bennett and I met when I was doing the red carpet, when I was interviewing celebrities at the Grammys party a few years ago. And she's like, "You are a total star. I'm taking you on." And she was instrumental in me getting that beautiful award, my Telly Award, for my TV show. She was instrumental in getting me on other red carpets. And she called me up last night, and she's like, "FYI, you are now have moved from interviewer to interviewee." And I'm like, "What?" So I am still kind of stunned. I'm still kind of, last night I was up half the night going, "Oh my God, what happens if I have no singing and acting projects going at the time that I'm at the Oscars? I don't know what they're going to interview me on, because I'm not doing my TV show right now, although I have been writing music and going into the studio soon." And I do have a tentative, role that's coming through for a TV film. So, but again, until there's contracts and things happen. But yeah, so I'm having this panic of, oh my God, what if I'm being interviewed and I have nothing to show? And so I've been having this panic. And here's the message for all of you. If something is meant for you, nothing can stop it. If something is meant for you, nothing can stop it. So thank you, Kelly Bennett, for always being my champion and making this happen. I'm still trying to figure out how she did it. But I've known since I was a kid that I'm the performer and the teacher. And for you, if you know what your purpose is and things are showing up and it's scary as shit, and you're like, "Oh my God, how am I going to pull this off?" And blah, 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 blah. It is, I just want you to know that if it's meant for you, it's meant for you, and nothing can stop it. And I'm really seeing this, which brings, there's so many amazing comments coming up. I'll put those up in a moment. But here's the thing that's interesting, is transforming darkness into light. I'm going to tell you quite honestly, and I haven't, and Ayana might love this being in mental health, but just over 2 years ago, I literally was so mentally compromised that I was bawling my eyes out every day. And my singular focus was trying to get through a minute. My life had been completely destroyed by choices I had made to let certain people into my life, and it was my choice. So I'm not blaming them, but my life was completely destroyed on every possible level. And I was having repeated hospitalizations for being sick. But I literally, in 2009, lost everything in every possible way. And I literally was sitting there going, "Just get through the next minute. Don't commit suicide. If you could just get through the next minute." And I was in a catatonic state for 6 weeks. And I have really faced my demons and faced my choices that landed me in that situation. And I have been consistently working on my inner self to get me to this part. And part of it is like, I need to get back into alignment, because when everything is going like shit, it's because you're not in alignment. You got to get back to the soul purpose. Boy, there are so many comments. Hold on a second. Let me get these. That's wonderful. Such a blessing. Thank you, Cash. Oh, you got to listen to Cash Shing, man. Holy shit. We're just casting the mats. Yep. That's true. I don't know what I said that was true. There's something is meant for you. Absolutely. You can stop it. Fuck yes. Yes. People, I had a Broadway offer when I was 19 and I turned it down, and I still haven't made it to Broadway, and I'm 46 now. Oh, Ramona, that resonated with you too. You're so strong and beautiful through. We all love you. But here's what's happened. In the last 2 weeks, I had a total meltdown the last 2 weeks. I've been pretty mentally compromised, and I think some of you have noticed it, because some people are reaching out going, are you okay? Something's not right. You're posting all this stuff that looks good, but something's not right. And so, you know, when I was recovering from my surgeries and the Times Square opportunity came up, I knew that my body wasn't fully recovered, and I knew that I hadn't regained all my strength, but it was freaking Times Square. It was freaking Times Square. So I had made the conscious decision to do it. But what I didn't realize, and I'm very grateful, because I think it was a Times Square thing that actually got me on to be seen as a celebrity. I ended up in Getty Images, and I've gotten tons of press. I just haven't posted it all because it seems so fucking narcissistic. But I will post it eventually. Yeah, so it's so crazy, because when I think about Times Square, I took that on knowing that I wasn't fully recovered and that I hadn't rebuilt my strength, and I was still rebuilding my singing voice. But you don't turn something like that down. But what ended up happening is that I went from my event with Christina Days, we did Captivating Cash In, helping people to be PR famous, get them in the press, to my big photo shoot for my acting stuff, because I was planning on getting an agent and auditioning. And then I went to BMW, and then I had to fly down, and then I got back, and then I had Times Square. And then I got this last minute gig where I had to reshape and relearn my entire 45-minute one-woman show and performing. Then I had a TED Talk. This is crazy scheduling for a normal person, let alone somebody who, without the 2 surgeries last year, lives with an autoimmune disease, structural issues, heart disease, and a whole bunch of other shit. And then I had 2 major surgeries last year that I wasn't fully recovered from. And I came out, and I've been crashing, and I'm back in physical therapy, and it was so obvious to me that my body it taxed me out. And the last 2 weeks up until Monday, I was like, I don't think I can live with chronic illness for the rest of my life. I've lived with it since birth. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of fucking like I was like out of my mind, and I was in so much darkness. But in my meditations, I just kept hearing, you need to get amazing rest right now, like a lot of rest. You're being told to rest because big stuff is coming. And I was like, okay. And I always know that when we hit the darkness, that the light is on the other side. But oh my fucking God, pardon my language, all this like swearing. Cash is total mind, body, spirit alignment, purpose. Elena, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you since I lived in Toronto a million years ago. So exciting. You're right, if it's meant to be. But we have to say yes. And that's part of the thing, right? Cash is a yes. I get it. I've been mentally compromised. Yeah. Lisa Joe's an amazing soul. So many great people on this. You should all follow each other. You're such a celebrity and humble too. I don't know, man. Praise the Lord. You know how to sit still and listen. I meditate twice a day. I'm like a big meditator, although sometimes I fall asleep and wake up in Lotus position going, oh, okay. So now let's talk about the next piece, because hopefully this is giving you all a lot of insight and realness, because I think we see people and we're like, oh, she's at the Grammy, she's at the Oscars, but they don't realize we all still have the same internal crap going on. Yeah, Lisa Joe's like, let's connect, y'all. The other piece is the pressure to perform and living up to your reputation. So this has been really hard on me, because what I have so appreciated is that for the first time in my life, and I've gotten a lot of support in the past, so I'm not dissing this, but I can tell you right now that in the past, I've definitely gotten support, that the amount of support has amplified by 10 to 100 times. And part of that, and this is in the last 6 months, and part of that is that I've really been owning my alignment. I've worked really hard to get into alignment and back to what my purpose is. Sleep in I'm sorry, this is funny. Sleep in Lotus position is better than fear. Oh my. Seriously, I'm like cross-legged home, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh, it's 2 hours later. My thighs are hurting now. But so everyone's been cheering me on and going, "You're amazing, you're amazing." I was wondering what feral position was last night. She said fetal position. Um, yeah, so it's really interesting because I love and appreciate that you are all seeing me for my years of dedication. Because now that I see me and I've been owning it, I mean, what do I do for a living? I train people to speak from their power and own their voice and get it out to the world. And it's been my biggest struggle, which is why I do what I do. We always teach the thing that we need to learn the most. But it's really been reflected back with all your support. And this isn't all of you. Please keep supporting me. I so appreciate you. But I can tell you right now that as you get more successful, and I believe success is about how you show up in the world and not your credentials, but according to the world, as you show up as successful, and you start delivering excellence, which I always have in my career for the most part, I am now at this point where it's like the bar is so freaking high for me that I'm like, oh my God, what happens if I fail? Oh my God, what happens if I'm not good enough? Because now I have more eyeballs on me. So this is another thing I have to unpack, and I'm going to unpack it. But it's so crazy. So for you, as you're rising up and as I work with my clients, I really see with them the struggles that they get there with. I mean, there's a lot of times where I'm with my clients where I'm working on their presentation style, and my approach to speaking from your power is about embodiment and not this fake shit that's out there. It's about truly embodying your voice and expressing it from power and alignment. And so when I'm working with them, there's a lot of, have you asked your voice permission to do this work? And it's amazing how many of my clients break down, and then I have to hold them and energetically and love them. But it's tough, right? We have been so shut down in our industry and in our life and in our work and our society. We're so shut down, and it's not okay to be who we are. And so the bigger that I am building my career and I'm so known for excellence, I'm like, shit, what happens if I can't keep this up? Or what happens if I hit a bad note? Or, even with the TED Talk, like I'm happy with it, but I had less than 2 weeks and I'm like, oh, I missed some parts. And I'm like, let it go. Like, so for you, it's like, it's more about embodiment. I mean, I teach my clients is if you're embodied with your message, it doesn't matter if you have a word that's off. It doesn't matter if you do something that's a little bit off. If we look at some of the greatest speakers in the world, they're not very polished, but they speak from a level of depth and truth. And that's the key. Okay, so we've got all kinds of really crazy. Ramona, keep it feral. It's apt. That's hysterical. That's true. I keep leading in and talking about positive psychology and purpose because that's what I need. That's awesome. So here is my promise to you as we start to end this, as I go through this process to get ready for the Oscars, because it's like Times Square. Like Times Square, I only sang for 5 minutes, but it was an enormous amount of work to prepare for Times Square. It was so stressful. Everyone's like, did you have fun? I'm like, oh, you can't have fun when you're performing in Times Square because you're managing 8,000 people, multiple billboards, multiple things coming at you. And it's weeks of stuff, and you don't actually get to rehearse in Times Square. You just kind of have to wing it. And then you're on a brand new set. Like, it was a nightmare. I'm really proud of myself. I pulled it off, but it was so hard. But it took a lot out of me energetically when I didn't have a lot to give, and I don't regret it. But the Oscars is going to be another thing that is going to take months of preparation. So as I go through the next few months, I will definitely be sharing with you the journey, because there's a lot of lessons in there and lessons that I teach my clients all the time around doing your research. Who's in that room? Who are those 3 or 4 people that you are in brand alignment with? Who are you, wanting to connect with that you could create some kind of a partnership? So it's going to be a lot of research, both on who's attending as well as who's in the media, and that's going to be interviewing me. So it's alignment. Lisa Jo says, you're in alignment and now the universe is raising your frequency. Surf the wave. I'm breathing through it, girl. So anyways, I hope this has been super inspiring, and I love and appreciate each and every one of you for all your love and support. I sometimes think it's been narcissistic in the last few months with everything going on, but I'm seeing that a lot of people are actually feeling inspired. So I'm just going to keep sharing it and, relaying lessons back to you. Very quickly, if you were in the New York area or you feel like coming here, I have my one-day event coming up called Speak From Your Power Live. It's going to be super fun, super interactive. If you want to learn more about that, check that out. And that's it. So thank you, everybody, so much for your love and your grace and your cheers. And I will keep you abreast on this journey as I work through all my emotions and all the lessons and all that stuff. So just remember, the quote of the day is, if it's meant for you, nothing can stop it. Just keep saying yes and working on the inner shit that shows up. All my love. Have a great day, everyone.